Hey guys. Between Digital Underground's first album and their second album, they put out a brief EP release, or you might prefer to classify it as their second album. I sometimes do, but really, it's just honestly a 6-song sampler EP featuring mostly remixes from the first album, although also 1 or 2 original songs, and I do highly recommend it. But one thing of note about this EP is on one of the original songs, it features a brand new Digital Underground affiliate, an artist all their own who would appear on Raw Fusion's debut album, which is, of course, DJ Fuse and Money B, who are also Digital Underground members, on Funky Aztec's debut album, who are slightly further removed, but still Digital Underground affiliates, and then go on to release albums and singles all their own. And, of course, I'm talking about Gold Money. That's right, Tupac is not the only artist to make his debut on Digital Underground's This Is an EP release. Of course, he appeared on All in the Same Song, and Gold Money appeared on a song that's on the B-side called Nothing This Funky, which is actually a really dope song, a really great instrumental. Chuck G is on it, and the lead member of Gold, well, I don't know if they're lead, there's 2 members that are kind of equal, Pee Wee and Big Money Otis. And Big Money Otis primarily is a rapper on that song, and he's got this really great, deep voice. I think Pee Wee produced the track, Nothing This Funky. Again, really great samples and everything. It's a great killer track. And then Gold Money went on to do their own stuff. They did the appearances I talked about, they did a few other things, and then they put out their own album and their own single. Here's their album, Definition of a Playa, on Tommy Boy Records, and this is the single, Money. Here it is on single 2, maxi single, exact same track listing, same picture cover and everything, Tommy Boy, 1991, Money. So both the album and the single came out in 1991, again on Tommy Boy Records, and while I certainly don't say that Gold Money are like better than Tupac or want to kind of even start any kind of crazy, angry comparison between that sort of stuff, I do say that it is an absolute shame and kind of a tragedy that these guys debuted on the same EP as Tupac, and so thusly were completely overshadowed by Tupac and lost. And, of course, Tupac became the huge mega icon that he is today, and Gold Money is kind of largely forgotten. So Gold Money were pretty loyal Digital Underground members. Even after their album and singles, they still stuck around on Digital Underground stuff. They were on the later album, and even on other Digital Underground affiliated projects, including Tupac's debut album. While they don't necessarily rap or anything, you can hear them doing background vocals and stuff like that. And Pee Wee, who's the producer of Gold Money, went on to produce a whole bunch of other stuff, including other Digital Underground tracks and affiliate stuff, and was sort of even an unofficial member, not really one of the Funky Aztecs, but he was sort of their main producer, and he went on to work with a lot of other stuff. So basically you've got Big Money Otis, who's that guy right there. He's the one with the super deep voice, and Pee Wee predictably has a much kind of higher voice, and he's the producer. But Pee Wee does also rap. If you listen to most of their songs, they do both have some time on the mic. But Big Money Otis is certainly the dramatically voiced guy who really stands out. Apparently, originally he was a drummer and sort of a musician for Digital Underground, and I presume once they noticed his voice gave him a chance to shine on the mic. If you see photos of the guys online, they're invariably actually this photo right here that's taken from the J card of their debut album, Big Money Otis and Pee Wee. Money is just a really cool single and a good debut for them. Unfortunately, it's actually their only single. It starts out using the percussion sound from MC Dollar Bill, who did the Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous rap. That sort of very famous thing where they use cash registers as percussion. And it sounds like that's what's going to be the instrumental, but after a few seconds, actually kind of takes off into a whole nother direction, which much more like kind of keyboards and instrumentation, and actually sort of the sound you would associate with Digital Underground. Also, Digital Underground members are on this single, which, like almost all Digital Underground affiliates, Raw Fusion, Tupac, and everything, they often would have songs with Chuck G and the gang on their album, often as the singles, and this is no exception. So even if you're maybe on the fence about Gold Money, this was a safe buy, because you could say, oh, I'm getting it for Humpty Hump anyway, So, but definitely, the guy who steals the show on this song is Big Money Otis, primarily with his voice. He was a pretty strong lyricist and a solid MC, but it's definitely his voice, much like Guru or someone, it's mostly the voice that really kind of takes over the show. And Pee Wee, who's on it less, but does definitely rap, he makes a really good kind of countermeasure to Big Money Otis. He's definitely, I wouldn't say it nearly as strong as Big Money Otis. Like Big Money Otis, I would like to hear on other projects. I kind of wish he hadn't sort of disappeared from the scene after like 1992. Pee Wee, who did disappear because he went on to produce, and I believe still tours like with Digital Underground to this day. I don't necessarily miss hearing him on the mic. He certainly wasn't whack, and I'm not like, oh my god, turn Pee Wee off, but I'm not like, oh, we need more Pee Wee either. But I really would like to have heard more from Big Money Otis over the years. So you've got the main song, you've also got the instrumental, and then you've got a B-side called Nigga, and I'm just sort of guessing on the pronunciation of that. It's sort of unpronounceably spelled with a whole bunch of I's and G's in a row and stuff. But they're talking about as I refer to him, Nigarachi, aka the Piano Man, aka Shock G. So, you know, from Do What You Like and all that, hey, Piano Man, play how you like. He does a big piano solo. So Shock G kind of just gets to show off his sort of keyboard/piano skills in the song. Also the instrumental to that. And again, this is their only single, 1991. Unfortunately, I really wish they had come out with more. But the album is, you know, pretty solid album on its own. Pretty well known. They had a song, Dissing the Young Black Teenagers. That's on this album. That might be what they're best known for today after all these years. But again, just a really strong, compelling group. They had a great sound, both instrumentally and vocally. I'm going to play clips, of course, but, you know, just really kind of surprising, actually, that they kind of disappeared, because they were so distinct and seemed not commercial, but to have a potentially broad appeal. But again, I guess just totally overshadowed by Tupac, who just steamrolled and got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I guess so, you know, all attention was off of them, which is a shame. And of course, Pee Wee, I believe, as a producer, focused his attentions elsewhere, so probably wasn't too driven to do a second Gold Money album right away, especially since Money, the single, didn't turn out to be a huge hit, which is unfortunate because it's pretty dope, pretty fresh. They did have a video for it, but anyway, I'm going to play a clip of it right now. So, Money by Gold Money.
The money. Social. That's why I like to keep my stack tall, so I keep swinging in the pocket like an 8-ball. It's not a religion, but it's something I believe in, cause being broke is the ultimate sin. Well, I consider myself a saint, brother. Yeah, I do too, brother Mo, so let me show this. They say the love of money is the root of all evil, but the most evil people I know are poor people. Necessity's a real deal and everybody's dealing, whether they're working a 9 to 5 if they stealing. Say it ain't no hope and dope, but now it ain't no joke of being broke neither. So don't be messing with my money, Peter, cause I gotta have it, cause I gotta have it. Yeah, probably on the cracker, but hold this one a stack of money. The money. Well, I got a message for you, something that your daddy should have told you. In a world like this, boy, you gotta be a soldier.
So yeah, that's it for Gold Money. Like I said, unfortunately, a Digital Underground affiliate that did not get their proper shine. But if you are hardcore into them, like I said, you can track down some more appearances on Raw Fusion, on Funky Aztecs, on the second album, the song Heartbeat Props, which I think was actually a really solid, underrated track that didn't get to be a single, was a good album single. Gold Money is absolutely on there. Once you get to know Gold Money's voice, it will shoot out at you anytime you hear it, and it really sounds fantastic. And it's actually a shame that Digital Underground didn't even just use him more. Because again, even if he doesn't necessarily buy into him as a completely credible solo artist where you need to buy all his albums and stuff, although I think, he absolutely lending his vocal tones to Digital Underground album is perfect. So it's really a shame there isn't more of that. So anyway, that's it, unfortunately, for Gold Money. Thanks for watching, and check you guys next time. Peace out. Bye-bye.